So today I'm going to show you guys how I make one of my favorite styles of cat videos. So let's start up. So first what I do is I edit it on my phone. Take a picture of my cat Captain, and take a short video in front of my painting, and just start editing it together. So on the photo of Captain, I use the Photoshop Mix app to remove the background of what was behind Captain. So has a nice little tool to use. You can use Photoshop to do it too, but I find it pretty easy to do just on the phone, and it's a free app. It's a Photoshop Mix. You can use that. Then what I do is I open up AfterEffects and create a new composition. What I use for this one, so you use Command N to create new composition. Here, so for 6 seconds, and I'll import our new files using Command I to do that. And on Finder, it's really easy just to go to your recent ones to see the most recent ones that were uploaded. If not this time, thankfully I think I remembered where I saved it. And yeah, it looks like I did remember where I saved it. So that's always good. You don't want to lose your files. Now you can just drag these onto the timeline and they're good to go. So first what I do is just do a quick play of it, just to make sure everything's working on it. And if you don't want your audio in the background that you used initially, you always want to click this little speaker thing to take off the audio, because you don't want your random audio to be in. Now, all I do now is I'm going to resize Captain here, make him fit in the screen a little bit more. So you can right click, go to transform, you can go to scale pretty quickly. That's a quick way to get to scale. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. Now, what are we gonna do? I think what we're gonna do is do one of those, just do a quick little animation. And to do the animation, what we do is we go down here. You can show all the transform options. And you see where there's a timer here? That's how you animate things in After Effects, is you just click the timer. And then what that does is it drops a keyframe at that time period and for that variable. So now, when you move the timeline, the timer on the timeline, you can go to a point where you want to change and animate it. So let's say you want to change it after just this far. Then you put another keyframe by clicking the diamond. And now you can edit the variable and it will change over time. So what we're going to do is have the scale start off a little bit smaller say 1 or 0 even. So now that variable will change from here to here, just like this. It's a really quick, easy way to animate your video. Now let's say we want it to go the other way. Then we can add a keyframe here. And then here. And then just change the value again. So now we got a little quick and easy animation to make. Now let's see, what else do we want to do? I know what we can do. We can maybe make a cool little effect this way, doing a little border around it. So what I'm gonna do is duplicate this layer, except on this one, on these animations, instead of it going all the way, we'll have it go a little bit less than all the way. So maybe something like, I don't know, what's that? No, that's too much. Let's try that again. No. What do we want? Maybe 59? Let's see. Yeah, 59. So now when we do that, for that one, then we change this one as well. Change this one to 59 as well. What that does is it just makes that this layer doesn't zoom in as much. So now when we animate it, we have a little border around it. So now what we can do is animate the layer beneath it to create an effect around the edge of our guy here. So what we'll do is, well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the opacity of this layer, just because I don't want it to be quite all the way. Let's make it a 75, something like that. That seems like a good number. 75. Yes. Okay, so now if we want to make the outer area into something, what we can do is we can animate it and change the color. So to do that, go to Effect and Color Correction. And one of my favorite effects in After Effects is Colorama, because you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. And to animate the colorama, all you have to do is start at the beginning, go to Input Phase, click the timer next to Phase Shift, which drops a keyframe. Then scroll to the end. Drop another keyframe by changing the phase shift value, let's say to 5. And just like that, we animated the color cycle. So it'll cycle through the colors. Now, if we want this little area to be a little bit more interesting, we can go put the distort effect of turbulent displace on it. And for turbulent displace, you can animate it easily by changing the evolution on it. So you can drop, again, all we're doing is we're dropping a keyframe by clicking the timer. So there's a keyframe here with the value of 0 for the evolution. And we scroll to the end of it, and we can hit, all we have to do is just change the value here. And that drops another keyframe. So now we're gonna put 5 here. And I'm going to change the complexity of this turbulent displace to make it a little bit more granulated. And the amount to make it a little bit more wild. Now, you can see our cool little effect that we got on the outside of it. Now, some more things I like to do with these videos is, say we want to make background a little bit more interesting. What you can do is you can go to the effect and choose keying, and then choose color range. And you usually use this to like take out the green screen, like the background of a green screen. And you can choose whatever color or thing you want for it. So for this one, I like to choose one of the brighter colors. So now, let's see. So now, that removes that color a little bit. You're using the fuzziness is how you scrub it from one side, from how well how much of it is correct or not. So now you've got that part removed. See that, Captain? That's you, Captain. Now, all you do now is you can duplicate the layer. Now you can animate that layer, and it'll be shown through the holes that you've created. So what I mean by that, I can show you by using the flow motion distort effect. So that's a fun one. Just distort, then flow motion. And for this one, the variables that we change on it is the amount. And you place where the center of the effect is. So let's place, you always want to place the center of the effect at some place or another. So let's place it here. And again, you can use the timer button to drop keyframes. So let's drop one here. Let's go to halfway through. Drop another keyframe. But this time we're going to change the amount variable. Oh, I made a mistake. I was making those for the not variable and not the amount variable. So let's go back. Drop keyframe for amount. So now, if we enter in an amount here, I'll animate it, and then again, you can go to the end and change that value. So now, we got a little animation. You can push the space and let it load to see if you like it or if there's anything about it you want to change. I think it's pretty good. So now, all we have left is the top layer. And I think I might make it grayscale. That kind of looks cool too. So all I'm going to do now is use the colorama effect again. So go to the effect, color correction, colorama. And again, dropping the keyframes on the phase shift variable by clicking the timer. Now all we do is go to the end.
HIT caught Lars Vinberg.
And drop another keyframe here. This time we'll put 3. Have it cycle through a little bit slower. And now to make it gray, all we do, let's go to output cycle. We have preset palette. We can choose how the cycles that it goes through, and I like the gray one here. With that, I think I've got everything that I wanted to do with this video. Now all you do is you just push Command Option M to send it to the media encoder, and I just use high bit rate, save it to whatever file you want, and that's it. So I'm glad I got to show you this today, and if you like this video, I might make some more of them. So, alright.